This is Banishers. This is kind of, I guess, an action brawler, but so far the game has progressed pretty slowly. It's got kind of a, I don't know, like a melancholy gothic touch to it, which means there's a lot of characters quietly talking about tragic things that are going on. So I am a banisher. My job is to get rid of ghosts. I've got an apprentice named Red who's not with me right now, but I've been called to this. I think I was in Europe, and I was called to help out in this colony in the Americas, where a good friend has just been killed. Probably by the ghosts, and we're not sure exactly what happened. So I'm headed to the cemetery where my friend died, hoping to uncover some answers. So there was a little bit of ghost fighting at the very beginning, and then a lot of dialogue. And so I'm not sure how much ghost fighting to expect this to be, and how much dialogue.
So close to town.
But I guess we'll find out. The cemetery is closed. Not to me. I'm a banisher.
Where are you leading me?
I go where I want. Uh-oh.
More of you?
Oh, okay. That's the kind of attack that guy does. So you got the classic quick attacks and heavy attacks. You can apparently dodge. Wah! Oh, that took me out. Oh, hey, cool, I can parry. That's nice. Okay, let's try to parry well. Okay, how do I get out of this? And he stuns me like that. Okay, there's a decoction.
No one is safe here.
Coming up with the name of your health potion in a game is always an interesting.
Most of these people died fighting.
It's always an interesting
Someone didn't
challenge.
want them here.
A decoction, I think technically, is what you get when you put something in like boiling water, and the boiling water extracts something from the thing you put in it, and then the boiling water becomes a decoction. And so, but I think I like that sort of like, it makes it sound a little bit like sort of the, I don't know, high-flown, science-y, Enlightenment era way that people might have talked, you know, in a setting like this. So far, I've been collecting a lot of resources. No idea what they're for. And it's an interesting... Oh, look at this. Yeah, let's just take some ore. That's how that works. It's always interesting to me when a game has you collecting a whole bunch of collectibles early on in the game, but takes a really long time to tell you what in the world that's all about. I've picked up so many little pieces of leather and mushrooms and flowers and stuff, and I'm like, I guess there's a crafting system. Oh, as a banisher, you can feel places or objects that have been marked by ghosts. When in close proximity... I can't talk today. When in close proximity to these elements, your bane rings will be triggered and light up with orange aura. Walk around to find the source. Well, first off, I need to grab all of this random crap.
I've seen more graves here than I've met settlers.
Is this... Wait a minute. This is the way I... Which way did I come from? I came from there. Okay, so this is a new area. Down here. Probably full of ghosts.
Many dead in more recent years.
My character has a lot to say about a lot of things in the environment. Sometimes you walk into a room and like it'll be covered in books, and every book will be interactive, and they will all have extremely minor bits of lore attached to them. Sometimes just the title of the book. And I'm like, really? Sometimes? Okay, this is my friend's grave.
Why didn't you wait for us, old friend? I swear I'll make it up to you.
So that was it? That's all I'm doing here? All right. I'm assuming there's going to be something more to that. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so my Bane rings are lighting up. I guess down there was not where I needed to go. What's this thing? Nothing. How far away? So it says, find the nearby spectral mark. Guess it could be over here. Oh, nope, my Bane rings just went out. So this is not going to be it. But I guess I haven't been here yet, so might as well destroy someone else's property, take their stuff, pick their flowers. You know, like a cool person does. And then, okay, looks like... Oh, does that lead me back up to where Charles's grave was, maybe? Let's go down a little further first. Okay, looks like this is just a cache of resources whose value I know nothing about. I'm sure eventually I'll be told why I'm collecting all these things. It would be really funny, actually, to make a game where you're collecting a bunch of crafting resources and literally never use them. Like, at the end of the game, you're like, why did I pick all those flowers? Like, maybe you could have a character say to somebody, why did I pick all those flowers? The person's like, I don't know, you just decided to do that for some reason. Oh, we got a wisp. Is that what I'm looking for? Wait, before I grab that, I have to pick flowers. Alright, here we go.
A memory lingers here. I might be able to reveal it.
Ooh, let's perform a ritual. Oh, okay. So I need to gather resources for a ritual. So I got seashore candles. I haven't gotten enough fool's gold.
Mixing pyrite with those plants I found should work.
I bet she had different dialogue for if I hadn't picked up the plants.
That's all I need.
Oh, I got 2 pyrite from that. Well, I mean, I've got to look around anyway. I wonder if pyrite really was considered to have... Oh, whoop. What did I just do? Is it over, what I just did? What was that? What happened? Anyway, I was just wondering if, like, if pyrite really is considered to have, like, mystical properties in some tradition, or if, like, they just chose it as a replacement for gold so that we wouldn't be like, well, I've got all this gold, why can't I use that to buy things? All right. Okay. Oh, this is back to the beginning. This is back to where I was. All right. Well, let's just run all the way back to this spectral mark and perform the ritual. Okay, so we need the hearkening for... So I can actually waste resources on the wrong ritual. I gotta make sure to do the right one? That's interesting. Can I mess up the game that way?
In each stain hides a story.
I guess so. Oh, hello.
In the name of the Lord, I command you. Be gone from this place!
You do not command me, clergyman.
Who are you, ghost? Unveil yourself!
Well, since you ask so politely...
Who are you?
I am everything you've ever feared.
Be gone! You have no shell, no ties, no purpose.
No, but neither do you.
Hey, stop murdering my friend! And then here's his book.
Damn it. thing he faced. What was it?
It's his Bible, and it's open to. There was a reference to these verses in Job in an earlier thing I read. I think maybe it's different verses. Something about. All right, yeah, something about being haunted in your dreams, which is something
The
that
tie
people.
that binds his ghost. With it, I can make him manifest. Back to his grave, then.
Yeah, so one thing people have been saying is that in this area, people have been having horrific nightmares, and so that verse in Job must be tied to that somehow.
Everyone buried here died in 1677. A previous epidemic?
All right, so back to the grave site. Was that? It was over here, wasn't it? Make manifest?
Now is a good time for we old friends to talk. We've come too far, Red and I, not to see you one last time. Your pupil has become the master. If we fight, I'll beat you.
This is gonna be a boss battle.
Come on, Charles. Join me now. I know you're here. I know you're here. You know me, Ghost. I only wish to talk. Esther worries.
Antea. Here. At last. Oh, poor Esther. I'm so sorry, my friend. So sorry for us all.
What happened? What's going on here?
Sad to say, dear friend. I made a mistake. And it cost me my life. Is Red with you? There is no time to waste.
Okay, so I could ask these questions down below. This is the one that progresses it, though, and I do tend to like to keep things moving in a video, so...
Before you died, you investigated the curse. What did you learn?
That our enemy is deceptive and merciless. That we should not underestimate its power.
We?
I am dead, dearest Antea. But I am a Banisher yet. I may still teach you.
If I allow you, which I do not.
Antea, do not repeat my mistakes. If a nightmare curses New Eden, you need all the help you can get. Its presence felt strongest in the meeting house. Perhaps the light of God there forced it to fight its ground. I had the building closed. The worst of the malevolence is contained, but it won't stay locked up for long.
How did the nightmare kill you?
How did this nightmare kill you?
I believed that I could come to the cemetery and make it manifest. To my initial delight, it worked. I now suspect it came by choice. It seemed amused, as if it were a pleasant game to weigh my measure as a man.
How does its malevolence manifest?
How does its malevolence manifest?
It poisons minds and sickens bodies. It draws specters to it and sours the weather. It delivers nightmares to one's sleep. For a time, screams tore through the night as folk awoke in terror. When it appeared to me, I did not see its true face. But I heard a woman. She was love. I felt her gaze. My heart froze. I died. The spirit is vengeance pure. The ghost of one who was terribly wronged.
I've heard your warning. You can go.
No, I must remain. Esther needs my protection. My flock needs me too.
You know how this works. You know I won't allow that.
I am still myself, Antea. With time, I'll grow stronger. I can help you.
The longer you haunt Esther, the hungrier you'll be. You know this.
This is different. I'm the Reverend Charles Davenport, your friend and mentor. You know me. You know I am a good man.
I knew you. You were a good man. Now you are a ghost, and I cannot let that stand. But I swear it, the nightmare will end, and Red and I shall do the ending. Charles Davenport was a good man and a fine mentor.
And you a fine student, though you took a hard line. I never could unpick that from your character. Has life tempered you since?
Life has tempered my steel. Death and the manner of it has made you the very thing you once opposed. Goodbye, Charles. Peace on your soul. Remembrance on your...
Antea, wait.
Wait for what? We're banishers. Death to the dead.
Let Esther choose for herself.
Oh, Lord, please don't ask me to do that.
Esther, my good wife, and the very best. I miss you so.
Oh, dear Lord, Charles, why are you here? Why have you come back? You must leave, please.
I must stay. I must protect you. The thing in the meeting house feeds on our torment. I should have known better. I know better now.
Antea, give Charlie the ascent he deserves.
Charles Davenport, you have no reason to stay. Go. Let Esther grieve in peace.
Save her, my friends. And save yourselves. Save them all.
I'll walk Esther home.
I'll do it. The women can talk.
Then all the way to the schoolhouse and make the bed. Charles is at rest now. Antea, she gave him the care he needed.
So I guess she's going to wait for me. I just wanted to comment real quick that, so first of all, when he started asking to stay, I assumed the game was setting me up to have a cool ghost mentor who would show up all the time and like teach me new skills or something, because that's what you kind of expect from a game like this, to sort of like, oh, look, we came up with it. This is a ghost game and you've got a ghost mentor. And they just sort of will build everything in the story around neat ideas like that. I like that they kind of went with the neater narrative idea that even if a ghost seems benevolent, you have to take a hard line with them because they're actually still dangerous. So there's something about, we're seeing Charles in this early state where he's still himself, but there's something about sticking around that's going to make him terrible, and that you have to take a hard line and make sacrifices and give up your friends in order to do this job, because you're the thing that's protecting everyone from the ghosts, even if the ghosts themselves don't believe they're a threat. You still have, so making that narrative point was an interesting decision, in spite of the fact they're kind of giving up an opportunity for a gameplay thing. And I think that might, at least with my experience with the game so far, I'm only, like an hour into it maybe, the game as a general rule seems to be prioritizing the telling of this story over the gameplay. Like, so far they've almost like begrudgingly let me have some gameplay here and there just to make sure I remember that it's a game and that I accept it, but almost everything I've done so far has been storytelling. And so that's not usually, like, the games that I spend most of my time with tend to be games that are heavily, weighted on the gameplay side, with the story there to contextualize the gameplay, but most of the experience is the gameplay. And this feels like, the kind of game where the gameplay is there to sort of help sort of invest you in the main character and make you sort of like bring you along and immerse you in the story, but that the story was the main reason that they created, the world was the main reason that they made this game. So it's not usually the kind of thing that I like to make, and it's not usually the kind of thing that I spend most of my time on. But it is interesting seeing how they've really been clear about it. Like, they've aligned all of their choices in the same direction. Like, not only is the gameplay sort of parceled out in a way that makes it really clear that the story is a priority, but the story itself is told in a way that makes it really clear that the story is their priority.
My Charles. Where do you think he is now?
He's... I don't know.
I miss the warmth of his hands. His calm presence in our house. If I close my eyes, I can picture him. He's in a place where sunlight chases the snow away. It is warm and there is fresh milk. The sheets are cleaned and pressed and folded. Nothing can ever be the matter.
You're right. He's at peace, and you deserve to rest.
Kind of wondering if she's going to match her pace to mine, or like if I need to match hers. It looks like if I lag behind, she slows down, but if I catch up, she starts moving at my pace. We don't do a lot of this stuff in State of Decay, trying to get characters to walk with each other, do little walk and talk storytelling sequences. So it's interesting to see what rules other people make for themselves.
I'm sorry. I'll miss him dearly. Tomorrow, we'll continue investigating the curse. Good night, Esther.
I am glad you are here. Both of you. We need you. Good night, my dear.
Right, so this was a room where I met with her earlier, but I think this door was locked, so... It is also, even in a story-centric game like this, it is interesting to see sort of the classic gameplay tropes that they use, like, having there be a locked door, which is explicitly exists just to be a shortcut back to the starting point after I go through a longer and a more elaborate sequence. So I assume I'm heading home to the schoolhouse where I'm being put up. Also, one thing that sort of stood out to me was the idea that this ghost is after revenge. There's some dark story in the past of this place that has led to this monster haunting everyone. And it makes me wonder, so there's a few characters that you haven't seen yet, if this is all you've watched. That when you were introduced, we spent a lot of time getting to know a few other characters. And one of them seemed particularly benevolent. The governor seemed particularly benevolent. I was surprised, because usually the governor in a story like this is the main obstacle to getting anything done. Usually they're the problem. And, because it's sort of like, it makes you have to be more self-reliant if the sort of if the government of the place that you're in is not on your side. But he was extremely helpful and extremely well read and well versed in what we do and respectful of us and everything, which made me extra suspicious. And it could just be that, yeah, the governor's just cool, but he's also old, and it makes me wonder, is this ghost, is their revenge story going to have something to do with that governor's past? And maybe he's become a better man since. But maybe there's something in the, because he's introduced so early. It just makes you, one of the sort of like storytelling 101 things that people sort of learn, which, you don't always actually have to do this. It's not a real rule in that, you can violate it all the time. There's lots of good reasons to violate it. But like, if there's going to be an enemy who is important to the story, you introduce them very early on. And so I'm wondering if the governor is actually that enemy, and that he's deliberately being set up to be a very palatable good guy character, so that it will be shocking when we find out that the history of this place ties into some wrongdoing of his as a younger man. I have no real evidence of that. That's just my guess. But I've definitely been wrong before. I made some very wrong guesses about Star Wars Acolyte, for instance. So, is that a sword and a gun? I guess so.
We did the right thing. Charles was our friend.
I love you, Red McCraith.
Okay.
But
I just have to give some context here. This is the second time this has happened to me. Sometimes Red is invisible in cutscenes. And part of me almost like wishes that I could read this as like Red is actually a ghost or something and no one else can see him. That is not the case. Other people do interact with Red. You saw Red in that previous cutscene. For some reason in this one, he's invisible. This is the second time it's happened. I don't know what the bug is, but I think it's very funny.
But when it comes to ghosts, your heart makes you reckless. It's dangerous.
were you really about to banish Charles?
Charles would have done the same.
Charles would have done the same for your ghost or mine.
I hope he'd have at least hesitated. Charles was a good man, full of love.
Banishing his ghost wouldn't have been easy, but it would have been right. Ghosts only bring misery, Red. Make no mistake, they steal life's essence from the living.
Aye. They don't always do it out of malice. Give them that.
The dead have no business with the living.
The dead have no business with the living.
Letting go is hard. Even for the dead. Ties bind fast.
And we are paid to cut the knot.
Would you banish me? If it came to it?
You'll not escape me so easy. You I would bring back from the dead.
That's not funny.
I'd fill you with fresh essence. I'd give you so much essence you'd return bloated with life.
Steal essence from the living to feed my ghost. You wouldn't, eh?
And then I'd kill you again? Let's say this.
I would. Then I'd kill you again for dying before I do.
Sometimes you scare me.
I know.
Do you think Charles was right? This thing in the meeting house could be how did he call it? A nightmare?
I really hope not. Such entities are legendary ghosts, even for Banishers. We'll see tomorrow. Now, to sleep. This was a dreadful day.
Poor Charles.
Poor Esther.
Aye, poor Esther.
This season on The Banishers.
Antea, she took her firebane. She says I'm the reckless one.
Oh, wait, what? Am I gonna... I'm playing as Red and I'm invisible! Okay. I just want to think this out. Why is this bug happening? Because the other one ended after the cutscene, and I could see Red again after the cutscene. I'm wondering if like, okay, so maybe there are two character models for these characters. One is the one using gameplay, the other one is one that appears in cutscenes. And maybe the people who are making the cutscenes can grab one or the other, but they have to grab them, and then they have to make sure that they're like in the right cell, in the right sort of rendering group of visible objects. And if they mess it up a little bit, they could end up like showing the gameplay model and not the cutscene model, or vice versa, or something. Like if there's just something a little messy about the way they script it, you can end up seeing one when you're supposed to. Actually, I wonder if there's a set of rules for like, okay, the cutscene like the gameplay model was here, and then a cutscene starts, and you swap the gameplay model's visibility for the cutscene model's visibility. But maybe it's delicate. Maybe there's a lot of different ways things could go where you end up turning the wrong one on or off, or turning them both off when one of them should be on, or something. I don't know. But I mean, clearly I'm meant to have a character running around here. Like, this is not a first-person camera. This is a third-person camera around nothing.
Where are you?
Where am
Not in
I?
the meeting house, are you?
Okay, so... I mean, no, we should not play it like this. Oh, look, I've got a... Okay, I'm trying to swing my sword, but I don't even know if I have a sword. It looks like I've got... Oh, wait, no, that's not my sword. That's it. I was hitting the X button. That's my healing potion. I think I just wasted a bunch of my healing potion. This is my sword. The sword is visible. By the way, you should not let someone waste a healing potion when they have literally full health. Come on. That's silliness.
Who's there? Antea?
I am a ghost. So I'm imagining this is probably a nightmare. Right? Like, I've probably not really woken up yet. Also, I have no idea how to get to this place. Let's look at the map. Ah, there was a way around to the right. All right. Well. So that message I got on my phone during the cutscene, that was me needing to go in about 20 minutes. So I kind of want to play with Invisible Red for a little bit.
Why would you go up there alone?
And just see what that's like. But then we'll need to get out of here.
Open. Antea?
Oh, hello.
Don't suppose you spectres have seen Antea, have you?
Fighting ghosts with ghosts. Where? Okay, I got... Oh, there we go.
You're the boss
Wait,
and all, but you
let's go down here just in case there's some supplies or something that I need. Nah, looks like this is just an alternate route. We need to be going this way. Oh, Alpha Wanderer. Okay, so with this, we want to be hitting him as hard as we can because we're building up this orange meter. And we also have a lot of hit points. Okay, that one we were able to take him out. But sometimes ghosts that are like higher level that have a lot of hit points, what you need to do is directly banish them. So if you build up that orange meter, that gives you the option to one time just take a ghost out. And so you want to save that for your fanciest, scariest ghosts. So if another one of those guys shows up, now that I'm closer to the top of the meter, I'll use it on him. Oh, look, I'm back!
Blind mice, see how they run, see how they...
Antea?
Blind, all blind. Oh, Red, can't you see? We never stood a chance.
Antea, you hurt? Where are you? I'm here, my love. What happened?
I'm here, my love. How mundane.
Show yourself.
God came to the man in a dream and said, "Behold, thou art dead." But the man had done nothing wrong and said,
Lord, wilt thou also slay the righteous?
What?
"Will you slay the righteous?"
Be not alarmed. I bring you aid.
There is no aid. There is only dereliction.
Where's Antea? What have you done with her? Hell's balls. Lady, if you hurt her...
You cling to love, a fool to the last. There is no love. There is only defilement.
Ha! Ah! Get out of me.
No.
This is not going to go well. I disappeared again!
Betrayer! I believe you again!
Okay, so I've got a full orange meter.
Want to help you?
I'm betting... Okay, it's just a lot of damage to her. A normal ghost, it would take out entirely. Wait, why are there many of you?
Your lover will betray you too!
We are not your enemy.
I wish I hadn't wasted all of my health by hitting the wrong button.
Stop trying!
I think it's already questionable to let somebody waste their health, but letting them waste it when it's on the same button that attack usually is in other games? Highly questionable decision. She's about to get harder, isn't she? Yup, ow. Oh.
Where's Antea? If you laid a finger on her...
You'll what? Come to her aid? There is no aid. There is only... retribution.
Give him back.
How touching. You come to claim your man. You think you love him. You do not. There, in the dark of your marrow, there is no love, only betrayal. I offer you a trade. He stays and you leave with your life.
I'll bargain with no ghost.
You have a brain, yet you think with your idiot heart. You're weak.
This game is dark.
Will you come to her aid now when all is lost?
I mean, that can't all be real, right?
If you do, I'll be waiting.
Well, I think that's probably a good place to end this video. I gotta get out of here anyway, and now I've left you with a cliffhanger where, you know, if this seems like the kind of game you're interested in, maybe you should go and check it out. So, yeah, so I think that I don't know, because I haven't played the entire game, I don't know how the balance between cutscenes and dialogue and lore building, you know, how that balance is with gameplay, fighting. You saw sort of very little fighting in sort of this sequence that I did, and I don't know if that balance is maintained throughout the game, or if there gets to be more and more gameplay as you go on, and there's just a lot of storytelling up front because they're just trying to establish a lot. Either way, though, I mean, even though this isn't usually the mix that I go for, I am fascinated by the world that they're creating here. I mean, I am a fan of some kind of like similar stories. What was the name of the that Netflix series that I really liked? Lockwood & Co. That was it. Yeah, Lockwood & Co. I also read the books after I watched the series. It's really, really good. But it's a similar kind of scenario where it's like, ghosts are just a thing. They're a danger that everyone faces, and you have to have a bunch of professionals whose job it is to take them out. But it's not like a comedy and played for, you know, camp like Ghostbusters. It's, you know, taken seriously. And this is a similar thing, only, you know, it's set earlier in history. But I really like sort of the kind of life that these people have to lead. Like, you know, the fact that everything you're doing, it's about making the dead go away, making their deaths more final. And because of that, you end up having these characters who have to be cold with themselves, with everyone in their lives, with each other, because dealing with death is just their daily thing. I love that they have put a lot of effort and focus into really thinking through the impact on characters from a life like this. It's not just like, hey, cool ghost fighting game. They're really thinking it through, and now that's resulting in, you know, a game that's spending a lot of time just really examining feelings of melancholy. It makes the game feel a little bit slow, a little bit heavy, a little bit dark. But if that's the kind of thing that you're looking for, because, you know, that's the kind of story that you want to be told, this game seems like it's doing, it's very focused on it and it's doing a good job. So, so maybe I've given you enough of a taste so you can decide if you want to go check it out yourself. But I think that's where we're going to wrap this video up. I'm going to go take my kid to a class, and we're going to say we're done. So there's a subscribe button, and I'll put some links to other videos over here. And you can do what you want. See you later.